Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video, this time with another explanation. I know you guys will understand. I hope you guys understand, in fact, this thing, because I know the most of you are still actually struggling. I wanted to give out this information on the channel, as part of the free training. And right here, basically what we're gonna understand today is how external and internal structure moves. Like, it's basically price action, but understanding where is the external and where is the internal structure, okay, on the markets, okay, on a chart. So just to go straight forward to this thing, basically what we're seeing here is just a simple push, pullback, a push, pullback, and push. So correction, the price has a very strong impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. You see that it's easy to understand where the order flow is going, where the market is going right now. The market is going to the downside. How do I know that? Because the market is breaking. BOS means break of a structure, right? So it's breaking structures to the downside. It's breaking previous lows, okay? This was a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So at least within this frame right here, we're definitely bearish, okay? Market is bearish. Now, we're gonna call this, especially where we are right now, let's say this is gonna be our H4 time frame, okay? We are on an H4 or even daily time frame right here, okay? This is gonna be our H4. Let's just say it is H4. Now, this could be this is actually going to be our external structure, okay? So it means that on a big time frame, right, our direction or the actual order flow is bearish, okay? So technically means that we should be looking for sales, okay, on a perhaps on a swing trade, or looking for longs, right? Because it's a very big time frame. It's a 4 hour. You want to use it daily, those are big time frames. So basically that would be for like swing trading. But in here, like in this push right here, in this impulse, in this correction, in this impulse and correction and so on, we normally have an internal also structure. And how do we know that? Just by zooming in, going into the H1 hour, maybe 15 minutes, right? And what you're going to be seeing is literally, you're going to be zooming in. Let me just change the color of the next couple of lines I'm going to be doing here. Hold on. And let me change the color now to this, to maybe red. Okay, so you guys can differentiate. So we're going to say the market is doing this. You got to push, pull back, push, pull back, push, pull back, push, pull back. Now you got a big push, pull back, and so on. So what's normally, what is actually happening right here is the market is having the internal structure, okay, by zooming in smaller time frames. Market, you see, you're gonna have buy opportunities and also sell opportunities. You have to understand that that will actually happen. Okay, so the red lines, of course, it's going to be our internal. Okay, so we go from the H4, we zoomed in, and we are now on a 1 hour. Okay, on a 1 hour, you're having an internal structure, which, of course, in this swing and in this big move, the first H4 hour, right? We got this huge impulse right here. We have, on a smaller time frame, we have a lot of structures right here. We clearly see where the market is creating lower lows, also lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So this is our internal. Now, understand the order flow, right? We are in a H4, right? In high time frame, we are bearish. We're definitely bearish, right? So it's for you to understand that the market is definitely bearish, and you can still catch some of these buys. Like, how do you know when the pullback perhaps has ended? Like, how do you know, let's say you go to the 4 hour, how do you know this push right here, this push right here having the pullback, how do you know this pullback has actually ended and is going to continue and perhaps breaking this low? How do you know that? That's when we know by zooming into smaller time frames, right, to see now the internal structure and where the changes are happening. Okay, now here in these areas is where we're going to see and spot what is called a change of character, right? This is where the change of character is going to be happening in smaller time frames. The change of character are going to be appearing and giving you the early entry on a smaller time frame. So for example, you see here, and just by naming it, right? So this is a higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher high. You see what's happening here? The first push right here, it's breaking this previous high. So this is no longer a higher low, this is a higher high. This is the first higher high. Market is also going to pull back, creating the first higher low now, and so on. The price continues. But where is the change of character? The change of character will happen here. The first time the market actually breaks the previous high right there in a smaller time frame on the internal, I'm talking about the internal now. When it breaks that internal, that's telling you that, hey, price could be pulling back now. If you are bearish, let's say you enter on a sell somewhere here, and now, no, you're holding it, right? And you're just saying, oh, the market is just going to continue dropping, and you're holding, you're swing trading, and you're selling and holding, holding, holding. So now you're seeing the price is on a 1 hour, smaller time frames, you're seeing the market is giving you a change of character. You might think at this point that, hey, it's better to either get out of the trade, right? And now perhaps actually be looking for a little buy, right? Because yes, you can catch a buy. Not necessarily means that if you are on a downtrend on a 4 hour, right, you should continue looking for sales. But with this type of things, you can actually go counter trend trading. You can actually go for a little buy, not too long. Like, I'm not saying you go ahead and swing all this thing all the way to the sky pretending that this thing is going to go up now. No, because you still know that the order flow is bearish. So on a bigger time frame, of course. So normally the price will do it will show the change of character here. Where do you see now the price? Look at this, the guy creating a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then all of a sudden, boom, first lower low. It breaks this right here. So this is my change of character. Now the market is shifting, right? So now in this case, if you want to hold this sale for a little bit longer, yes, this is definitely a good thing, because normally if you have a change of character, the market will give you an order block somewhere here. Let's say the market even went all the way up here, and now you had your order block. Hold on. You have your order block here, right? So you enter on that sale, and you know that your bearish, your direction, your order flow on a big time frame is definitely bearish, right? The direction. So you can definitely aim the target to this point, because you know after showing you the change of character, after the price breaking now the first structure to the downside, that's a sign that market has ended pulling back on a big time frame, right? On a external structure, the market has ended most likely to pull back. So now it's going to have an impulse. An impulse is coming, right? So you take the entire move pretty much from the top. You already know the market is shifting, right? Now, boom, price breaks down, breaks the low, breaks the structure, it breaks down the previous low right there, it breaks it, you know it's continuing. How do you know when the market is going to stop dropping? How do you know? The market will tell you, the price will show you, the charts will actually speak to you. They will tell you when the market is actually going to start pulling back. You know that the price action, you know, markets are normally going to be moving in waves, right? You have a big impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse and corrections, right? All the time they're going to have a correction. The markets are not just going to be going straight down all the way down, crashing all the time, or going to the sky all the time. No, that's not going to happen. They are always going to move in waves. They have to correct. They buy and correct, push, pullbacks, right? So if you know the price is dropping, how do you know when the you want to go on a buy, right? You want to okay, you took this nice sell, but now you want to go on a buy for a little bit. You don't want to hold it too long because you know that the order flow, the direction on a H4 is still bearish because now we're breaking an H4 low right here. So I'm still expecting a little correction, a little pullback, right? So what am I going to do? Market is right. It's coming all the way from the top now. It's going lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. Now this high is higher than this one, so it means they broke it as a breakout right there, right? So that's my change of character, right? Last BOS in the internal structure was right here. This is last BOS, and now this is my change of character. Price pulls back to a potential order block, right? That could be created somewhere here. Right, and now you can go on a buy. How long are you going to be going on a buy? You want to hold it all the way to the top? Be careful. No, I don't think so. In this case, what you want to do, if you enter on a buy like that, maybe you want to at least, you know, the market break this previous high right there. That could be maybe one of your targets. You want to hold it a little longer, maybe to, you know, to this low right there. That could be maybe your like a support right there. That's going to act as a resistance. Okay, you want to aim it right there? Cool, right? You don't want to aim it too long because remember, you have to be watching the charts or maybe waiting patiently in a smaller time frame to see when is the actual change of character now to go for the sale. Maybe you can wait for that. You can get out of the trade as soon as you see the break up. As soon as you see the price breaking the first structure to the downside, maybe that's when you get out. So you could have gotten out maybe on that breakout right there, right? It's also up to you at that point. But here we go. We have another change of character happening here. Last BOS happened right there internally, right? Now we have a drop, pull back to a potential order block that is happening here, right? And now you can go selling and hold it. This one, you can definitely hold it without being, you know, you're going to be more relaxed. Because why? Because on the order flow, the actual direction on bigger time frames, you know, the market is still bearish. So with much confidence you can actually hold a sale for longer. Okay, so this is basically, guys, an external structure, an internal structure, how you can play with both. You can go on H4, right? Or let's say a daily time frame. You go on a daily time frame and you jump from the daily to the 4 hour. So the black line, right here, this push and pull back, all of this is the external structure, right there, right? Now internally, now you go from the daily to the 4 hour or to the 1 hour, you're going to find all this little noise right there, right? That's why we normally scale in to find our entries in the smaller time frames, right? That's basically what a trader does. So with that being said, guys, now I'm gonna jump into the charts right here. This is Euro USD, and we see it's been bearish. Euro USD has been dropping, and most likely is going to continue dropping because of everything that is going on right now, especially in Europe right now with this gas issues, you know. So this energy crisis is coming up very strong. So anyways, understanding the structure, right? Externally, I'm on a daily time frame. So you understand it's very simple. You got a big push, a pullback, you can have a big push here, a pullback, and you got a big push, you got a pullback. You can say that this is the actual push, and now it's having a little pullback right here. Maybe expecting the market to continue breaking perhaps the low. This is the external. I'm on the daily time frame. I'm not going to be finding an entry on the daily, all right? So now I start zooming in on the smaller time frames, either 1 hour, 4 hour. The 4 hour right now would be good. Understanding where the market is going out. You see a lot more noise going on, right? You see a lot more noise. So the internal structure now is going to be looking like this. Now this is internally, right? What I was mentioning, right? Price pulling back right here. See, it's more noisy. right? But that's internally, right? Now, let me go back to the daily. If you know that you are bearish, right? The structure is bearish. Let's try to spot on a smaller time frame those shift of character. Like I want to see where the market is shifting right here, right? The market, at least in this point, it was giving a potential buy. Now at this point, when is the market actually shifting and giving me the sell opportunity? That's what I want to find, right? So let's see if on 4 hours is actually going to give us what we want, the actual signal. So perhaps let's go from the 4 hour and let's see if we can see the actual shift. Sometimes, as I mentioned, maybe you're not going to see it on a 4 hour, you may see it on a 1 hour. Sometimes it's going to be very clear, sometimes it may not be that clear, but let's see. Let's start at the very beginning right here. Gotta push, pull back. No, in fact, it's come from the low, from the bottom, right here. Like you see, this was the previous low. So let's say market is doing this, pulling back, POS right there, and now you have a big push. You see? Now this is what happened. We have a change of character here. Right? There's a change of character. This is the last BOS that happened on a 4 hour. Price pulled back. Where did it pull back? Did it give us an entry for a buy? Let's see. Hold on. This thing is struggling. Okay, so on a 4 hour it's not giving me an entry. Let's see if on a 1 hour it's giving me the actual entry. You see, sometimes the market is not gonna be reacting to an actual auto block. The market will just, after the change of character, the market will just try to push up like it did here. It didn't touch any auto block, right? You have to be aware of that. Not all the time is gonna happen, all right? You have to be aware of that. Right here in this push, very important to understand this structure. You gotta push, you gotta pull back, you gotta push right here, you got a little pullback, and then you have this big push. Now after the push, you have a pullback right here, right? Then price fails. Price is failing to create a new high. Big failure right there. So what does the market do in this point? Drops, right? Now in this case, you have a big drop right there. Even perhaps it's still continuing to the downside. So that drop right there is breaking this low right there. But it's important to understand also that at this point, when was the last BOS? Normally what I recommend you is this. This is the last BOS. Right? This is the last BOS because now price pushed up. After that, price is failing. So you can say that this is still dropping. Like you can say that the market is just still dropping like that. The one that is going to count, as a breakout, as a BOS, would be here. This is the one that is going to count as a BOS, right? You have to wait for this one. Why? Because look at what's happening. You don't want to catch this one. You may think that this is the actual BOS, the actual change of character. I'm sorry. You may think that this is the actual change of character right here, right? But no, the actual change of character is below. Like you see this entire push. This entire push, now price drops, right? This is the actual change of character. I'm going to show you again so you won't get confused. This is the actual change of character, not this one. This one is just a break of a structure. This is just a BOS. This is just a BOS. The price is not breaking this entire push. The leg, this previous low is the one that has to be breaking, right? In order to be the change of character. Now, what I'm thinking is the market now, after the breakout, if it's actually going to break it, it's going to do that, then pull back to then a potential order block. I don't know, maybe this order block right there, before continue to the downside, right? The actual internal structure, right? We know that on the external, on a big time frame, daily time frame, we're bearish. So definitely looking at this point, looking for the price to create the change of character and now look for my opportunity to go on a sell, right? So I would just be waiting for the market to potentially be, I don't know, maybe reaching an order block right there. Okay, not necessarily would hit it. The market not necessarily will touch my order block like it did here. Where would the order block be? Perhaps this one right here, right? But again, look at what happened. The market never reached your order block. So it will happen. This is a pair, by the way. So, you know, in pairs, things are a little different, but still, you gotta keep doing your job to spot these type of things. At least you're understanding what the market is doing internally and externally. Okay, so not just that. Just look at also. Let's go back to the daily, and if you go on the daily, look at what's happening. The market in here reacted to this order block already. This one right there. You see, I marked it up on the daily. That's the previous candle before the big push, right? So if I go now on a 4 hour, this is what's happening. The market dropped. Now, 4 hour. Let's see how does it look now. If you want to, you know, do your work right here, and you want to find more entries, you actually want to spot a better entry right here. This is where the 4 hour was actually touching this order block. But right here, we see a lot of consolidation. Price was pretty much ranging. Of course, now I'm in a 15-minute. So price was ranging. Let's see if we spot our order block right here. Nice drop. It, of course, it did create an order block right here in a smaller time frame, but you see the price never pulled back up. It was very weak. The euro is very, very weak right now. It doesn't even have the strength to go up and touch that OB and drop then. So is definitely failing a lot of order blocks at the top. So at this point, guys, you're gonna have just to wait and see if the order blocks are being hit. If not, you just jump into another pair, or just go to indices, or you can go anywhere. In this case, order blocks, they work in everywhere. This type of setup and the structure, it's the same pretty much everywhere. Let me see now if in this high right here, which is on the daily, right there, let's see if we also have, let's see, I see that, for example, right here, look at this. In this huge drop, all of a sudden the actual market, yeah, let's do that. Let's do it from here. Price drop. Pull back, drop, and even here pull back, and now continuation. So this pull back, there is an order block. After the price broke this previous low, look at where the market reacted. On the daily, it did touch this daily order block right here. Pull back, activated the order block, and then drop. This is the zone. So internally, now let's see 4 hour. So 4 hour, got a push, pull back, push. Let me remove this. Pull back, market kept dropping. It did drop right here. Right there. Then push, pull back, push, pull back, push, pull back, fail. The price fails right here and breaks. So this is it had a big drop. Look at that reaction right there. That's the actual change of character right here. Let's see, big drop. Let me zoom in and explain now this drop right here again. And let me correct that. The change of character will actually happen here. This is the change of character. Why not here? Because the price failed. The price right here, it didn't break. It didn't create a new high. So it's failing right there. So to me, that would look like this. The price push, pull back, push, pull back, push, pull back. This is the drop right there. Right? And then after that, the price just did this and then drop. Right? So this is the actual change of character. But again, what happened? On the change of character, not necessarily. It created a beautiful order block. Yes, it created another beautiful order block right here. But market is failing. That's giving me signs. This is giving me signs that is very weak. The euro is very, very weak and is failing completely to activate certain order blocks, right? Completely failed this one. It did touch now this one right here on a 4 hour, but it failed this one. So the change of character is happening here. Here at the bottom, where is the change of character happening? Like this one was very tricky because there's a lot of noise. Right here it was creating like a flag, right? There's a lot of noise. You may think that this is a change of character, or is it actually the one at the top right here? Right? It's very, very challenging at this point. So I would say the one at the top, but this pullback was very low, very little. It was very small. This would have been the actual change of character right here. People will say, so I mentioned some smart money traders, they will say that this is the actual change of character. If you want to do it that way, you're gonna have to test it out. Maybe they will say, okay, this is the last BOS. That's a break of a structure. That to me is not a BOS. That to me, it is just an inducement. That to me, it is just an inducement. I would use inducement to actually spot for a buy. And I'll show you how right quick. I did posted a video on this. But I would use an inducement to make a position. You see this wick right here? This entire wick rejecting. Right there, that's a potential order block. Most likely in a smaller time frame, most likely on 15-minute time frame. Sorry if you hear my daughter at the background. Alright, let's see. That was a 15-minute, yeah, 15-minute. Look at it. So it's a 15-minute order block right here, trying to catch that buy. So as I mentioned, many traders with some smart money traders, they will say that was an actual BOS. That to me is not a BOS. It's not a break of a structure. That to me, it is just an inducement. It's a fake out. And I will use that fake out to actually get into a buy. Right? If I see a failure like that, I may actually be going into a buy, depending of course on where the market is going. But I may actually be looking for the price to maybe break previous highs. But anyways, that's another part. That's part of another video that I posted before regarding inducement. So you might actually want to check it out in there. So anyways, guys, I hope it makes sense. You have to back test. You have to do your work in finding this type of formations. All right. Push, price starts failing, big break right there. Of course, in real life, the market will give you a lot of challenges, right? But that's why we are here, to become profitable traders and professional traders. Right here, big change of character, right? So understand when and where, like understand where is the external structure, right? On a bigger time frame, daily time frame, 4 hour time frame, right? And going into smaller time frames, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, right? Smaller time frames to spot our entries, to know, okay, maybe right here, as I mentioned on the daily, well, you can highlight your zones or an important POI zone, right? It's a nice area that you want to check out on a smaller time frames to see if you can spot your BOS and your change of character right here in these areas, right? It's your job to spot a change of character. Your job to spot a change of character there. Also here, if you want to go on a buy, we know that the order flow is still bearish, but you can still buy at certain points in certain areas. You can still buy short. Just to have a small position on a buy, also here just to have a small bias. And then when it comes to a sale, okay, you can actually have and have those long sales open for, you know, for a little longer, because you know that the direction is still bearish until, of course, in that time frame, let's say on the daily, now you spot a change of character happening on the daily. You know that on the external structure, it is now shifting, and most likely we're going to have a bullish direction now from this point on you know, on bigger time frame, right? I hope it makes sense, guys, and I hope you guys were able to understand what internal and external structure means. Okay, keep back testing, keep practicing, and in order to spot these changes. Okay, this is what's going to make the difference, and it's going to help you a lot trading order blocks. Okay, you can spot your order blocks right here at the top, right here at the bottom, at the bottom, at the top, right? Not necessarily has to be here, because sometimes even right here, when the price is pulling back, it's going to actually give you more order blocks. Like in this drop, while the price is breaking and another structure to the downside, the market can create another order block right here. It can create another order block right here, right? So you can keep selling. As soon as the price hits that, you continue with the sale, and so on, right? The same with the buys. The price entered here on a buy, pulled back, had a big push. Now you see that somewhere here created another order block. You can continue buying. Now as soon as you see the price breaking a previous high, a previous low, I'm sorry, first in this case, you know that a sale is coming. The market is shifting internally, so we might continue bearish externally. So I hope it makes sense, guys. If you have questions, doubts, just leave your comments below. If you want to follow me on my Telegram group, I do post information there for free every day. You can find the link in the description below. If you want to be part of the VIP group, right, you want to be part of the team, you can go ahead and visit my website, teamprofitsenglish.com. You'll find out that I'm offering a bundle in there, which comes with my course, my mentorship, and a VIP signal group for life. Okay, it's a one-time payment. That's all you need. It's a one-time payment. You're not going to be paying any type of monthly fees or anything like that. It's just a one-time payment, and you're part of the team forever, right? So thanks again, guys, for watching. Give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.